They're doing there. Okay, so we're live.
All right. And we are live from Park Tudor School near the corner of 72nd and College Avenue in Indianapolis. And today, I just got my foot stepped on. Sorry. Today, we have the top-ranked Indy Thunder, undefeated on the season, and ranked #1 and taking batting practice, and Jared just took a shot, versus the Indy Edge, ranked 3rd in our unofficial season rankings. Teams are taking warm-ups. Game time should be in about 5 or 10 minutes. In case you don't know, I'm David Benny. I'll be providing color commentary today alongside our play-by-play partner for today, Miss Jo Cody. Guest commentator, join us for at least a couple of innings at some point. The Indy Edge and the Indy Thunder are playing a scrimmage. They can call it a scrimmage or a tune-up for the World Series, but for these two teams and their players, it is more than that. It's a rivalry game. You want to go back and find the last time that that of the same city had two teams that had legitimate chances to win a world championship, you'd have to go back a lot of years, even before my time, back to the 90s when Chicago had the Bluffs and the Insight and the Cobras. This is a situation that's pretty unique where you've got two teams from the same city that both think they have a legitimate chance to win a world championship in Eau Claire, Wisconsin in a few weeks. And of course, the Indy Thunder are the two-time defending world champions. The pitching matchup for today, most people are familiar with it. For the Thunder, Jared Woodard. He's been at the top of the beat ball world for the last few years and has won the last 3 pitcher-catcher awards at the World Series. And for the Indy Edge, it'll be, of course, Kyle Kennedy, the second-year pitcher from Greenwood, Indiana, son of the coach, Steve Michaels, and Leah Michaels. Hello, Joe.
She went to the car.
Oh, where'd she go? Joe left. All right. Well, we got Lisa. We got Lisa filling in for Joe. Joe, Lisa, you got anything to say here?
No. Welcome.
We have a tripod today, so hopefully
Defense is a good offense.
Hopefully that will improve our video.
Reese, you want to stay here? I've got to go out and do defense. We'll sit here and just for a few minutes and be play-by-play.
We're just doing about 5 minutes or so defense. Yeah, we're doing practice.
The coaches for the two teams, of course, for the defending world champion Indy Thunder, Darnell Booker, and for the Indy Edge, Darnell Booker's former player, Coach Steve Michaels. The Indy Edge have all of their players here today except for Tanner Gears, the star from Arizona. He's not here. The rest of them are here. We are live.
Darnell, who do you got on?
Dave Taylor will be umping. He will be our plate umpire, MVBA certified umpire. And this is a rivalry game. They're taking it seriously today. It's a tune-up for the World Series, but these are crosstown rivals and two of the best teams in the beat baseball world. The Indy Thunder have not lost this season. They have one loss in the last 2 years. That, of course, was to the San Antonio Jets at last year's World Series in the quarterfinals of the double elimination. Unfortunately for my Jets, they avenged that loss a day later, eliminating us from the tournament. The Indy Edge's only losses on the year have been to the two teams ranked ahead of them, the Indy Thunder and the San Antonio Jets. Eric Mazriegas is here for the Edge today. He will be playing, making his Indy Edge debut, the perennial All-Star, Hall of Famer, most valuable player. And if anybody doesn't know who Eric Mazriegas is, then you don't know beat baseball. I want to thank Beat Ball Nation for giving us a platform to do this live stream today. The temperature is in the low 80s right now, headed for a high of 95 degrees, very little wind. The sun is out. If you can deal with the heat, it is an otherwise picture-perfect day for beat baseball on the north side of Indianapolis. An interesting development, if you will, in this game. both teams have decided to patch a few of their players voluntarily. They put the eye patches on. The Indy Thunder will be patching the White brothers, Corey and Corian, as well as Zach Bueller, who's blossomed into one of the best left fielders in the league. And the Indy Edge will be patching Mark Morris and Nick Malherrin. Patching came to the league in 2014. For those who are unfamiliar, there are different levels of visual impairment in beep baseball, and to keep the playing field level and make sure that nobody sees the ball, we are required to wear blindfolds. But you can go a step further than that at the World Series. If a team requests, you can put special eye patches on players. They are round little patches that go right on the eyeballs. They are then taped down and the blindfold is placed over them. And in order to prepare some of these players, especially the younger players who have some usable vision, for the in the event that a team does request to patch them at the World Series, these coaches are patching them for this scrimmage game and have done so for a few practices this year. The Indy Thunder instituted that practice in 2016, and it's worked quite well for them, I must say. The Indy Thunder have all of their starters here today. They are short Ed Brown, one of their role players, and I haven't seen DeMille Wright. But the rest of the who's who of the Indy Thunder machine is here. And like I said, the Indy Edge have even their out-of-town players here. Lupe Perez is here. Eric Mazariegas is here. The only one they're missing is Tanner Gears. And I've talked to both teams before the game, and they are taking this seriously. This is for real. So we've got number 1 versus number 3 in our unofficial rankings.
Hi, Bibi.
Hello, Anya.
How are you?
We are live, so we have volunteers that are still getting here. Most everybody is here. Teams taking their warm-ups, and we will be starting shortly. As soon as we get lineups, we will give those to you.
I'm sorry, I never caught your name.
I am David Benny.
David, okay.
And you are Joe Cody.
Yep.
Joe Cody will be providing our play-by-play for us today. This is her first time doing this,
I apologize.
but I'm sure it will sound good. We are just to the left. We are to the left of the Indy Thunder bench. Is that right?
Yes.
And we are to the right of the Indy Edge bench. The Indy Edge will occupy the third base bench, and the Indy Thunder the first base bench. We are almost directly behind home plate in the scorer's table, so that those of you at home can get the best view possible. Those of you who can see. Those of you who can't see, we invite you to sit back and lend us your ears. Joe Cody, why don't you talk a little bit to him, and what do you think?
Quiet for right now. You're doing good.
And no one can quite talk like you.
We will. We may have a fireworks show at the end of the game today, whether Booker says it's okay or not. I think we're going to do it anyway. Again, we are at Park Tudor School on the north side of Indianapolis, off the corner of 72nd and College. In case anybody who tunes in, who's close by, who wants to come out and check out two of the elite teams in the world of beep baseball. Park Tudor School is a private school here in the north side of Indianapolis. It is a kindergarten through 12, as I understand it, K through 12 private school. When you visit the campus, it actually resembles to me more of a small college campus than a high school.
A boarding school?
I know when I was in, is it a boarding school?
No.
Okay.
But it kind of looks like one.
Okay. When I was in high school, I did not see it. Our high school was not like this. We had a one building high school. This is as I understand it, very upscale school. It's private tuition. There's testing that you have to go through to get in. And this is a field donated in kind to the Indy Thunder. My understanding is, in talking to people around here, this facility is rented out at the price of $2,000 an hour. So if you want to pay $2,000 per hour, you can use this facility, unless you're the Indy Thunder and you have Darnell Booker as your organizer, in which case you can negotiate a deal and play on Saturdays for free. And as I understand it, they play here on Sundays too. I have toured this practice field of theirs, and I must say I have not seen a better practice field in beat baseball. It is immaculate, and in fact, my understanding is they use this field, the Park Tudor School, for lacrosse, believe it or not. Those kids play lacrosse here. Give you any idea of what kind of school this is. But today it's beat baseball, and they're calling for the captains, so we're going to have a coin flip. Again, Dave Taylor will be umping. He will be the man in blue behind home plate.
Who's the captains?
Let's see. Who are they going to – let's see who they select for the captain.
Oh, is it different every time?
Some teams do it different ways. I know Danny Fapiano is one captain for the Indy Edge. Adam Rodenbeck does some captain work for the Indy Thunder. The captains just take the coin flip. They'll flip, and whoever wins the toss can decide whether they're going to be visitor or home. And, of course, the visiting team will be up to bat first.
Oh, Eric's captain.
Eric's got this. Erod.
And 27 or 37?
37 would be Tyler. No, Tyler was 37. I don't have my roster sheet. Did they not give you a prep on who these players are? Well, I will help you out.
Well, I'm here too.
Okay,
I only know
we
the
need a
Rodriguez's
lineup.
and
We need
Corian.
lineups for both teams as soon as we can get them.
Once we get the flip.
Once we get the flip, and again, in case you're just tuning in, there is patching for this game voluntarily by the coaches of the teams. Both White brothers, Corey and Corian, and Zach Bueller will be patched for the Indy Thunder. Nick Mulhern, the talented fast rookie, and Mark Morris will be patched for the Indy Edge.
Yeah, Zach.
Yeah, I said that. Zach and both White brothers, right? Yeah. Yep. The pitching matchup again will be Jared Woodard and Kyle Kennedy.
What's their last name?
White, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Indy Edge have won the toss, and they have elected to be home. The Indy Thunder will be the visitors and will bat first. What colors are the Indy Thunder wearing today, Joe?
Great.
White tops with royal blue bottoms.
You said gray.
Oh, Indy. I thought you meant Edge. I'm sorry.
Stay with me. And the Indy Edge are wearing their gray, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shades of gray.
Shades of gray. I like that blue and white. That's that royal blue. I guess it's not Carolina blue, though. That's more Duke blue, huh? It's more Duke
It's
blue.
more
Yeah,
Duke or
Duke.
Kentucky.
More Duke Blue Devil
Royal.
or Kentucky Wildcat. They've both been national champions, but neither one of those teams have been world champions. The teams are getting set. And here is, give me that one more time. Oh, that's your usual lineup. Okay, so we have a lineup now thanks to pitcher Woodard. The lineup for the Indy Thunder, who will be first up to bat, will look like this. Leading off, the talented shortstop, Eric Rodriguez. Batting second, the designated hitter,
I don't feel
Gerald
confident.
Dicus. Dicus will be DHing. The DF for him, the designated fielder, will be Miguel Tello. Tello will be playing, I would imagine, the short right field position, or the second base position, if you will. Batting third will be left fielder Zach Bueller. Batting fourth will be Corey White. Corey White will no doubt be playing that right wing or right midfield position. Batting fifth will be Kyle Lewis, and he will play his right field position. And batting sixth will be, turning the order, Tyler Rodriguez, younger brother of Eric. Tyler, the AAU Wrestling All-American. And he will play his left midfield position. And let's be quiet for a moment and listen to the Indy Thunder rev it up as they are about to come up to bat.
No. Brandon, get away from this area. No playing around here. Get out of here. They'll have a plant knocked over, the plant knocked over. I'll take a BB and point him.
Listen to this cheer. Thank you. Who said that?
Yeah.
Runs on 3.
Kyle, I'm in the edge.
And
We got an on-deck circle as well.
I am wearing my Jets hat, by the way.
We're doing shade down and
Hopefully we will see some of my brethren from San Antonio join in on this stream, because there's a good chance we could be seeing both of these teams, one or both of them, late in the week. The only team to defeat the Indy Thunder in the last 2 years, again, of course, was the San Antonio Jets.
Okay,
Folks,
move
we
it.
invite you to crack open your favorite icy cold beverage. It's game time. Lisa, do you want to tell us what the defense looks like for the Indy Edge?
Yeah, well, we've got James Michael in the front on the right. We have Eric. I'm not sure what it is. Eric in the
you're
front.
7. Let me see what your number is.
We've got Leah Spotty
you're 7
on the
plus.
right. We've got Mark Morris on the right in the back. Fabiano is right up the middle. We've got. I can't tell who that person is.
Is that Lupe Perez?
That might be Lupe.
Okay, so that looks like they've got James Michaels and Eric Mazariegos up short. Danny Fabiano playing behind them, right up the middle. And I'm sorry, I'm not Kevin Simpson. I don't know their depth. And the first pitch to Rodriguez.
Deep hit to right field. It's gone.
That thing's going to go for a mile. All the way to the fence, and a good start for the Indy Thunder. First pitch and an opposite field rope.
That's pokey.
And hold on 1 second. Eric Rodriguez is slow to get up. And they're going to go and check on their cornerstone. He's up now. And Rodriguez may have.
He's okay. He hurt his he had torn his meniscus a couple years back, and he's been struggling with it.
Eric's tough. He'll shake that off, and that was a rope of a hit. 1 pitch, 1 run. Gerald Dykes now.
Okay. Yeah, you ready? Yeah. Bases.
I got you, my man.
Gerald getting his bases. Gerald Dykes, they call him G. He burst on the scene in 2016 in his very first season, his rookie year. Made the All-Star team and scored a couple runs in the championship.
Ground out to the right. Pass James Michaels. Pass Mark Morris. Fabiano falls.
Grounders got it picked up, y'all.
The run, and that ground ball got through. Mark Morris had a shot at that ball, but it got through. It got by Michaels. It was hit hard enough to get by Michaels. Morris couldn't make the play, and by the time Fabiano got over there, the speedy Gerald Dykes was to the base. 2 up, 2 in for the Indy Thunder here in the top of the first. Who did you say were the spotters? Leah and
He's not out there, Ronnie.
Caitlin Huggins.
To your right. Oh, Corey, to your right. Corey, to your right there. It's a little more to your right. Now you can swing.
The patched Zach Bueller.
Run it out and look at first base, guys. Hold on a second. We're going to get straight down.
Dave Taylor, the umpire, says we need to check on first base.
First. Back first. Better. Better. Yeah, a lot better. Not better. Thank you. We're good, Ron. We're good. You need him again or go? Yeah. Ron, can I get him at the same time now? Good. Here we go. How many out? None. Okay. Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
The first clean swing and a miss of the game, Zach Bueller, 0-1.
Set. Ready. Hit. Foul ball, everybody.
That comes back and a little to the left. They're on it now. 2 strikes.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
That's the 3rd strike now on Zach Bueller. Money ball now for Jared.
Set. Ready. Hit. Fastball.
And now we've got a full count. You are allowed to take a ball and beat baseball. And he took his.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
That's the first out of the game on a strikeout of Zach Bueller. And that'll bring up Corey White.
Yeah,
Corey.
All right, Corey. All right, pick him up, Corey. It's not all right, Zach. Corey's up. I don't care what they say. Field, be ready.
Corey White also, in case you missed it, he's wearing the eye patches. They are not comfortable. I know I've worn them.
You call that a hit.
Bases.
More about those patches after this pitch.
Set. Ready. Hit. Right.
He was way early, swinging a miss.
Set. Ready. Hit. Strike two.
And he was late.
All right, find the
He
middle,
was
Corey.
looking for his timing, and there's 2 strikes on him. You're allowed 4 strikes in this sport.
Set. Ready. Hit. Strike three.
3 strikes.
Coming out, boy.
Corey may be trying to adjust to the discomfort of wearing that eye patch because his timing is way off.
Set. Ready. Hit. Pass ball. Pass ball.
Good eye, man.
Jared pitching quickly here.
Set. Ready. Hit.
And a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts after the first 2 runs in. That'll bring up veteran right fielder Kyle Lewis.
No. It's 8.5. Don't give me nothing.
That voice you just heard was Kyle as he steps up to the plate. What I was going to say about those eye patches is they were first instituted in 2014. And in Dave Wanchek's book, Beep, Inside the Unseen World of Baseball for the Blind, Dave Wanchek did a really good job of documenting all of the pros and cons of those patches. And they're
Set. Ready. Hit.
Hit ball to right field, over the backfield to the fence.
that's gone.
That went over the fence.
That was rocked.
It went over the fence.
That should count. It went over the fence on the fly?
It went over the fence.
On the fly?
I think so, yeah.
That was a home run, guys.
Did that hop over that bounce? That was a 1-hopper over the fence deep in right field. There are fences around this field, but that was a deep shot by the lefty. And a 3rd run.
Doing today's game, ladies and gentlemen, Joanna Cody.
That was right on the sweet spot. We've got Lisa Wright helping with the play-by-play,
I'm really
but
not commentating.
she's going to have to spot. When we're going to need you, not me, but we are going to need you when Lisa goes out into the field.
To John.
To
Yes,
say
to tell us when the ball is hit, where in the field it's going.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
right field, left field.
Yep.
Grounder to right, grounder to left. Hot fly, hard hit.
Do you guys all know each other? Like between the indie teams?
We all played. All of us have played together at
Most
some
of
point.
them have. The Indie Edge have some out-of-town people that have never played with these guys. But this all came off of the Indie Thunder tree.
Rogan. All right, T1. Check third, somebody.
And I played with the Indie Thunder for many years. From 2002 to 2008, and then 2013 and 2014. Yes, all through college, all through law school, all through my wilder days.
We've all had those wild days.
There you go.
Tyler Rodriguez now, TY trying to turn the order.
He's recovering from swimmer's ear.
I mentioned earlier that TY went down to Orlando and competed in the AAU National Championship Wrestling Tournament and snagged a 3rd place medal in his weight class. So he is an All-American wrestler. And he takes a hard swing and a miss. You can hear the wind on it.
Set. Ready. Hit. Strike.
2 strikes.
No, it's me. Oh. Stop.
Set. Ready. Hit.
High pass fly to left field, right down the line.
Foul ball. Hold on, everybody.
Eric, that's Mazariegos territory over there. He had to get moving. It's going to be interesting again. Eric's making his Edge debut today.
He's back,
ladies and gentlemen.
Six people on the field.
You're allowed to have one designated hitter and then one person who just plays the field in place of that hitter.
Just like a regular baseball. They use
I hear they may play more than 6 innings, time permitting. So we'll just have to see how long they decide to play. But this may be more than a 6-inning game, folks. You may get some extra beef baseball today. And Tyler digs back in.
hard hit to left center. Pass there, bay is gone.
Another run. That's 4 on the board, and what Tyler just did was he just flipped the order back to his big bro, and that'll give Eric Rodriguez another chance to hit in the first inning. He's going to come up to bat again. 4-0. Every time they put the ball in play so far, they have scored. The only outs for the Thunder have come on 2 strikeouts.
Oh, no.
So back to the top. Fast pace to this game. They're getting him up quickly, and Jared's pitching quickly and zipping along. Another shot. That's gone. See ya. And another run. 2 swings and 2 runs in the first inning now for Eric Rodriguez. I would say that Erod and Jared are clicking on all cylinders right now, and that's 5 in. And it's about time for the Indy Edge to wake up, or they're going to get run right out of it here. This is what the Indy Thunder can do with this high octane offense. And they've already put up 5 on the board. Want to welcome everybody who's joined in and who will join in on Beatball Nation around the country and around the world.
Here we go. 2 down.
Gerald Dicus.
Hard hit. Drop.
Stop.
Spun foul. It sounded like G might have gotten that a little bit toward the end of the bat there. Not sure.
Hey, G, if you hit like that again, Kylan's pitch hitting for you. Dang. She kept it fair.
Draw the ball, big man.
Kyle Lewis, never short on words. Kyle, a candidate for an NBBA board position this year. We wish him the best of luck.
Here we go. Right.
2 strikes on the Thunder designated hitter. He scored his first time.
Pass ball. What's the count on?
1 and 2 on the batter.
Grounder up the middle. Real short.
This should be Eric Rodriguez or Mazriegas, and it is. Eric Mazriegas makes his first put out as an Indy Edge. He went to the middle and picked up that fairly short grounder, and that is 3 out, and that's all for the Indy Thunder. But they put up a 5 spot in the top of the first, and the Indy Edge coming up at Park Tudor School.
Put your shades down.
Again,
Cross the shades. Put your shades down.
the Indy Thunder will have, from right to left, they will have Miguel Tello and Eric Rodriguez up front. They will have Corey White and Tyler Rodriguez in the middle. and they will have Kyle Lewis and Zach Bueller in the back. Spotting in left field, Lisa Wright. Spotting in right field, Mariah Brown. You will not find better spotters than that pair. They won the Spotter Award in 2016 and were a close second to Taiwan in that category last year. In fact, Mariah Brown has been spotting that right field side for the Indy Thunder since 2011. At the age of 16, really came into her own in Columbus, Georgia in 2013 when she developed the ability, which is so important for spotters in our league, to use voice inflection to help the players along. There's nothing at all wrong with that, with dragging a call or holding it for longer when a ball is short, or in their case with their system when it's in the air. And as they count off, here we go. I didn't get an Indy Edge lineup, so we'll just have to figure out who's batting as we go along. Joe, are you here with me?
I am.
Okay.
Number 2, I think, is up to bat first.
Lupe Perez. The most prolific run scorer in the World Series in the history of beef baseball. Nobody has scored more runs in the World Series than Lupe in his career.
Bases. Here we go. Show the ball, defense. Show it. Yep. Set. Ready. Pitch. Foul ball. Hold on.
Well, he was all over that ball, wasn't he? Joe here is a track coach, is that right?
Yeah.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
Foul ball.
All the way to the
Hold on.
left.
Foul ball.
Hey, where you moving? Right there. Ready, Solo.
He's one of the younger guys.
Last season, I was Braden and Eric's track coach.
The option tank ready.
The older guys can't even. I'm like the
Younger ones want the tank up.
The younger ones can run fast.
So they have you to thank for being in the good shape.
Oh, no.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
Right?
3 strikes.
Take one, baby.
Only takes one. Here we go now.
One.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
Swing and a miss, and he's gone. 1 out.
Come on, Big Nick.
One down, and here's Nick Malheron, the designated hitter. Nick, in his rookie season, he's dealt with some injury issues, but they tell me he's healthy now.
Looks like his eyes are taped too.
They are. Yep. Good call. He's got a lot of speed. If you're a track coach, you'll like watching him run.
Here we go.
They think he can be their Gerald Dicus this year. Burst on the scene and really provide some offense.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
Right.
Swing and a miss.
Ready, Zach.
He's got a good hard swing.
Set. Ready. Pitch.
Ooh, all the way down left field and past us.
That's gone.
Yeah. Oh, he missed
missed
the
the
base,
base.
though. Oh,
Oh, and he hit that ball so hard that he missed the base, but he had enough time to come back and get it. And again, he's a rookie, and that's one of the hardest things in our game for them to learn to do, is to really hone in on that base, especially when you have usable vision that is taken away by the blindfold. You've never been in the dark before, and now you are. You've got to listen to that base. And he ran by it, but he came back, and he's agile and athletic, and so
he's doing push-ups.
he was able to recover. That's what they have to do when they miss a base.
Oh, really?
Yep, you miss a base, you do push-ups. Most of the best teams in the league sort of have that policy. I know we have it down in San Antonio with our San Antonio Jets, who they practiced, I think, 2 or 3 times this week, and they're going to do it again tomorrow. They're really gearing up. We want our shot at these Thunder again.
Learn something new every day.
It's a shot. And so the edger on the board is 5-1 now in the bottom of the first. Is this Danny Fapiano? What number do we have here?
I don't see a number.
Is he a short dude like me? No?
Here we go. We got one down.
With ice taped.
Oh, it's Mark Morris. I'm sorry. So it's Mark Morris, who, in my opinion, is the most improved player I have seen in beat ball this year.
Ooh.
On the ground.
Middle left, I would say.
He's got
Yep,
a lot of
Eric's
speed.
got
You gotta
it.
get up there. And he got him. He gunned him. He hit it to Eric Rodriguez. That's another fast player, though. You see how fast Mark Morris got down that baseline. But that was easy pickings for E-Rod, and there's 2 outs. Now it looks like Danny. Short white dude?
Yeah.
All right. Danny Fapiano, one of the captains, one of the leaders of this edge team. Multi-time world champion, Danny, with the West Coast Dogs, the Austin Blackhawks, and even before then, we're back in the 80s with the Albuquerque True Sight.
Ready for your bases?
Eric
Base,
and Tyler
please.
making weird sounds.
Here we go.
Sometimes I wonder if it's their mating calls.
Probably. Ooh, nice down. Left. Is that Corey? Oh, no.
He's going to be there.
Oh.
Run. We welcome onto our broadcast our mystery guest commentator, left fielder for the Chicago Comets, and NBBA Hall of Famer, Mike the Hoodlum McGlashan. Hey, Pally.
Hey, buddy, how are you? Nice booth you guys got here. This
Yeah.
is quite a setup, man. The network give you this?
Yep.
All right.
All courtesy of the folks from Beat Ball Nation.
Nice.
Nice. You were right there on there, Zach. It was a bang, bang. Nice.
So that's 2 in now and 2 outs. It's 5-2 here in the bottom of the first.
Middle time already.
Guy with nice salt and pepper hair.
Nice salt. Ooh, let's see who it is.
Same thing, yep. There you go.
Nice salt and pepper hair doesn't help me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Base, please.
A little older
Here
gentleman.
we go. We got 2 still.
Oh, Eric. This is Eric Mazariegis getting his first at-bat ever off to Kyle Kennedy.
Ball, everybody hold on.
Back into the almost in the booth.
This guy with salt and pepper hair is generally considered by many to be the best all-around baseball player to ever play the sport.
He's just getting old.
Well, you can ask around, but I think many people would probably name him at least among the top few.
Ball.
Thing about it is there's a lot of spin. This guy pitcher puts a lot of spin.
Still got the foot out, buddy. You weren't quick enough. 2 strikes.
Mazariegis lives in California.
Ooh,
2.
nice all the way down middle field.
It's going to roll to the wall. Oh, he didn't have it off the ground. I don't think he saw it if he had it up or not.
E scores on his first at-bat with the Indy Edge. He's 1 for 1 in his Edge career. And that makes it 5-3. And now James Michaels is going to come up for an important at-bat. Big game James has a chance to flip this order.
If the fence is closer, that means the base is closer? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. James Michaels must be DFing. I am sorry. This is Brian Christian.
Camouflage gloves.
Yep. Brian Christian. I don't know. It must have been a coaching decision. Usually I see James in this spot, so that's why I was wrong. James must be DFing for Nick Malheron.
Here we go. Got 2 outs. Base check, please.
Brian doesn't have quite as much speed as some of these other guys. It's going to take a real poke on this field to be able to score against his defense.
Set.
And that'll
Straight
never
down
do.
the middle.
Should be playable.
That's going to be
Past
playable.
Eric.
He missed it.
Oh,
He's out.
Tyler.
Nice. Tyler got it.
Tyler picked up his brother. He got by Eric. It was a little to his left, and Tyler picked it up, and that's 3 outs for the Edge. So after an inning complete here at Park Tudor School in Indianapolis,
Zach, Corey,
5-3 Thunder lead.
Zach, Corey, Kyle.
Zach, Corey, Kyle.
Is this your first time at a beatball game?
It's not.
No.
I went to one of their tournaments.
Was it here?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
the week before Chicago's.
Okay, so you were at the Indy Thunder Beatball Bonanza,
Yeah.
which was not played here. It was played at.
Dynamo Soccer.
That's it, Dynamo. I don't know why I want to keep calling it Optimo, but because that's Opti Park. That's
Right.
where we used to practice way back in the day.
We still have our Thursday practice.
He's not there yet.
We've got Lisa back, so now we've got a really full booth. We got 2 play-by-play people, Joe and Lisa, and then you've got me and Hood. God help you. So
Yeah.
you can't beat this crew.
I'm right here. Don't knock down the tent.
They keep messing me.
Poor Corey.
No, come on here. Come over here. I'm gonna get you over the shade. Just be really careful.
This is a busy Saturday in beef baseball. You've got this game going on between the number 1 and number 3 teams in the country, and you also have the Beast of the East.
Dave, you okay?
Yeah.
The second half of that going on in New
Ronnie, you okay?
Jersey.
Water
Well,
right there.
Eric's here.
Show up by Eric Rodriguez.
East Coast teams.
My bad, hold on.
Base, please. Right.
You got,
There, get out.
this is the booth, so yeah, you're gonna run into all sorts of stuff if you're here. We got people that just keep infiltrating our broadcast.
Bubba, hold on, everybody.
Foul ball back our way.
Come on, catcher. Stop the ball. Swing and a miss.
2 strikes
Oh, I
on
know you
Zach
don't want to hit your mom. You
Bueller.
gotta live with it.
Zach struck out his first time up.
Bubba.
Tipped it.
Hard hit line drive to the left field.
That's going green door.
Ricocheted off the back guy.
Gone. It was a nice effort by the
Oh,
right
yeah.
fielder out there.
Yeah.
It just hit too hard.
Yeah.
And Bueller gets himself on the board, so that means now every Indy Thunder play starter has scored now, except for this man coming up, Corey White. So if Corey White can get him himself on the board here, every starter for the Thunder will have scored in this game already, and we're in the second. It is 6-3.
Come on, Corey. Deep breath. Deep breath. Relax.
Corey, go back to your regular swing.
Hey. You're just excited and nervous. You got it.
This is why I don't
Deep, deep breath.
So,
Oh yeah. Deep breath. You got
like
it.
I said, the Beast of the East 2 is going on. If anybody who's listening in on this stream has any updates from that
Base,
game,
please.
you can stick them in the comments section for us, and we would appreciate that. Any updates you have from the action going on out in New Jersey today.
Drive.
Ooh, that's a big cut.
Bubba. Hold on, everybody.
There you go.
He